Hey folks, welcome back. We're continuing our series today on Night of the Living Dead by Alan Varney, um, a solo adventure from 1989's TSR. When last we left off, we were going to move to a new part of Waterdeep, and I will consult the map here. So we were in the Castle Ward, and we have been to the Trades Ward, and the City of the Dead is where we started. I'm inclined, well, we can go to the Sea Ward, North Ward, Southern Ward, or Dock Ward, Waterdeep Harbor, or out to the countryside. Um, let's let's go to the Dock Ward, right? We'll move south, and we'll see about what's here, and then we can move over to the Southern Ward maybe, or we'll move up. I don't know, North Ward. Sea Ward only got one item in it, or there's Waterdeep Harbor itself. We'll see. That's for the future. Let's go to the dock ward now. If I bring up the thing here, we can see here in A2A, the dock ward is 25C. So that's where we will proceed. 25C. As the saying goes, they had a cesspool in Waterdeep, so they put up the docks and made money from it. Dock Ward is as close to a cesspool of humanity as you will find in Waterdeep, home to rogues and killers, center of traffic in drugs, contraband, and dark magic, refugee of the wastrels from more well-to-do wards. What vices survive among the undead that infest those winding streets down by the harbor? The Serpicle shows interest in a dark, stinking doorway near one broken-down pier, 52A, and in one of the docks themselves, 48A. The head behaves strangely, not answering clearly about how many pieces of the staff are here, if any. If you don't want to look in either location, the salt-stained shanties and clusters of slum houses in the dock ward have nothing to offer you. To go elsewhere, return to 82A and choose again. Let's go to the docks. 48A. 48A. We have an interesting image here of a humanoid with a interestingly barbed spear in its back. Uh, it's on a pier. There seems to be some kind of staff beneath its head, a Bowie knife in the foreground, a sack, a string of beads, some black, I don't know, pebbles, seeds, something. Everything seems to be very wet, as you might expect for the pier. Uh, Interesting. Let's read it. Wooden piers stretch out into the harbor. Warehouses and fish markets and taverns cluster along the shore. On an ordinary day, the docks would be noisy with fishers bringing in their catches, boats under construction and under repair, and vigorous trading in the markets. At night, the volume level only increases. Revelry inside and outside the taverns, boisterous sailors picking fights on the wharves, indigent musicians rehearsing their instruments at the open windows, playing by moonlight to save candle wax. Now the docks lie as silent as the rest of Waterdeep. The effluvium crawls over the dock area, wisps of the stuff dancing like ghosts in the chill wind. If you have been to the docks before in this adventure, stop reading here and go immediately to 124G. If this is the first time you've been here in this adventure, keep reading. Well, it is. But there's a discordant note. A body lying on the dock nearest you. Approaching it, you see it is no man. Its pallid complexion, twisted features, and claw-like fingernails mark it as a ghoul. Charming, says the weasel. Looks like someone besides you wants to take the occasional jab at our undead friends. To leave, turn to 159D. If you want to look around, you may look at the Dead Ghoul, 137C, Spear, 104E, Burlap Bag, 125D, necklace, 124D, crystal ball, 86D. Do I see a crystal ball? I don't really see a crystal ball. It's evading my view of this picture here. But apparently there's a crystal ball. Small black pellets, 98D. Knife, 67D. Wand, 97C. Dock and piling, 128C. Well, let's start with the obvious, the dead ghoul, shall we? 137C. I'm going to just set my page here in my book, because obviously we're going to be maybe probably coming back here a bit to make other selections. So, all right. Let's see, 137C. 137C. You advance cautiously towards the ghoul. It might be feigning death in order to surprise you, but when you get close enough, you see that this ghoul is dead, or rather truly dead. Its spear wound's fatal. The creature is dripping wet and must have recently been down in the harbor. You recall from the haze of amnesia that mermen patrol the harbor. The ghoul is ugly, its features twisted into appalling mockery of human expression. Will you end up looking the same? You hold up the cerebicule. The head wrinkles its nose and twists away by its hair. Murdered. Very recent. Did not expect attack. Will you look at the other objects on the dock or leave? Looking at the object on the dock is returning us to 48A, where we came from. Leaving is 159D. I'm not prepared to leave yet. We just looked at the body. The next thing on the list is spear at 104E. Why not? Let's check out the spear. 104E. This isn't a human soldier's spear. It's a harpoon of unusual design, a merman's weapon. You recall that a small contingent of these finny humanoids patrol Waterdeep Harbor. Are they immune to the effluvium? Will you look at the other objects on the dock, 48A, or leave, 159D? I will look at the other objects on the dock. Burlap bag is next, 125D. 125D. The burlap bag looks like an ordinary cloth rucksack with straps allowing you to wear it across your back, but the cerebicule held before it blinks and sniffs. Magic, it affirms. Bag of holding. A bag of holding? You recall these devices from your life. Its carrying capacity is amazing. An anvil placed inside one feels as light as a horseshoe. If you can take the bag, it counts as a possession, but you can carry up to 4 more possessions in it for free. They won't count against your carrying limit. Will you look at the other objects on the dock, or leave? I'm going to certainly pick that up and add it to my inventory list. So that's a bag of holding. And I'll just, put bag of holding on the bottom here. Because theoretically it's like providing the 4 more spaces below it. Just to flip over the camera here for a moment. There we go. You can see now we've had bag of holding down here at the bottom. And let us just 1, 2, 3, 4 below it, right? That's how we'll keep track of that. Okay. We're going to return to this page and look up something else. Let's see. Well, let's check out the necklace, right? So that would be 124D. Well, that's on the opposite page. The necklace is a thong with a stone shaped like some sort of fish. Plain, unornamented, valueless, but the cerebicule doesn't agree with you. Enchanted, it says. Put it on, breathe water like air. Now, that's handy. When worn, the necklace lets you breathe water just as easily as air. You're actually putting it on before you recall that you don't even breathe air anymore. You may take the necklace if you choose, but as an undead, you can already survive, if that's the word, in water as easily as in air. We look at the other objects on the dock or leave. Well, we're going to add the water breathing necklace because, we've already experienced a scenario where we could have traded a magic item. I'm just going to mark it as water necklace. Functionally, it's not going to do anything for us, I expect, but, better to be prepared for something I can give away, right? Returning to 48A, let's see. Next would be that mysterious crystal ball we are supposed to see. That is on 86D. Let's continue working our way down. 86D. There is no question that the crystal ball is magic. It glows with a muted light. Perhaps this is a powerful magical artifact that slew the ghoul. Hope rising within you, you hold the shrunken head close. The head sniffs for a long time. Glows. It decides. G and dark won't ruin eyes when reading. Oh well, says the weasel. You may take the crystal ball if you wish, but darkness already means nothing to you. Will you look at the other objects on the dock or leave? Well, I'm going to take these as well. Obviously. I mean, crystal ball. Might as well hoard things until I have to make decisions. Next would be the small black pellets. Sure, let's do that. That's on 98D. 98D. Scattered on the dock are black pellets, an even dozen of them. You don't need the shrunken head to tell you what they are. They're weapons. Explosive balls used by the mermen of the ocean around Waterdeep. You may take the pellets. When you are in combat, you may throw some of these spheres instead of attacking with your sword. You may throw up to 8 at a time, doing 1 point of damage to your foe for each pellet you throw, automatically without having to roll. After throwing one, mark it off your supply. All 12 pellets count as one possession. Well, yeah, okay. So that's explosive pellets. And that's 12 of them, which we'll have to keep track of, if we use any. Still, nice to have something that I probably might actually use, even though we haven't been in that much combat yet. Next on the list is the knife, 67D. 67D. This knife is no weapon but a jagged-bladed fish scaler, crusted with scales. Human fishers use these, but markings on the handle identify this as merman work. Just to be sure, you hold the serpicule close to the thing. The shrunken head sniffs once and bellows, "Stinks! Stinks! Fish stink!" The weasel pipes up, "Better let the pinhead away. Get the pinhead away from that. Loud enough to wake the dead. Sorry." Will you look at the other objects on the dock or leave? Well, we're running out of objects, but we do have one more. The wand, 97C. 97C, down here at the bottom of the page. The wand is about a yard long, striped with a round painted ball at one end. The jagged base shows it has been broken. Several feet away is a piling where the wand apparently was mounted. You can see its base there. The head, sniffing at the wand, announces, "Protection. Protection from heavy waves. Waves cannot destroy docks when this is in place." There are a few waves in protected Waterdeep Harbor. The wand looks old. Perhaps it was mounted after the Night of the Black Wind, when the wizard tried to destroy the city with the waterspout. You may take the wand if you like. Will you look at the other objects on the dock or leave? We'll take it. Sure. And lastly, it's the dock and piling, 128C. 128C. The dock looks like any dock, except for one piling where something seems to have been broken off. It looks like a stick has been permanently mounted here. Runes of warding have been carved into the piling below it. Of course, this is where the wand lying beside the ghoul came from. It must have protected the dock somehow. If you wish, you may replace the wand here, tying it fast with scraps of cloth and leather thongs. Sure. From here, you can look over the side into the water and try to catch a glimpse of whatever attacked the ghoul. Or will you look at the other objects on the dock or leave? Well, we have a pretty clear case of merman murder, and I don't think a merman's going to be able to tell the difference between me and the other undead creatures on the dock. I'm guessing it's time to go. 159D. 159D. Mark off the time you spent on the dock, if you haven't already. Nearby is what looks like a tavern. Noises occasionally emerge, too faint for you to interpret. It will take only half an hour to reach and explore. 52A. Or you may move a couple piers down to avoid whatever might be lurking under this pier and enter Waterdeep Harbor. Go to 94A. Because you are crossing from dock ward to the ward of the harbor, mark off just a half hour because it is so close. Finally, you may return to the city and investigate another area. Go to 82A. Well, first off, we need to mark off a half hour for coming here, and then a half hour for checking out the dock. So that brings us now to 5 a.m. I feel like checking out the tavern that has noise coming from it. So apparently it'll take me another half hour to get there, so we'll mark that off. But we're going to go there, and that's 52A. But I think that's an excellent time for a break in chapter. Let me just bring up the necessary page for 52A. And as you can see, 52A does give us quite a scene, which I believe we'll read next time. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm hoping you're enjoying the series. Have a great day. Goodbye.